Good morning. This morning I day traded the stock market and ended up losing $34.92 while trading option contracts. I'll explain more later, but right now I'm gonna go get some coffee. It's a rainy, gloomy day. It's my favorite type of weather, and I gotta get out the house because it's spring break and I don't feel like rotting inside my house. Bye-bye. You see, if we're ever holding a contest to see what state has the best natural beauty, and you don't say Washington State, you're out of your mind. Because look at this. Like, find yourself a library in the middle of all this. It's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, let's go in there and talk about some work. Yeet. Look, I've been day trading for a decent amount of time now. So I've officially passed the 2-year mark of day trading. I turned 20 2 days ago. And ultimately, part of the strategy that I made works. And part of the strategy doesn't work. Mondays being those days where it very rarely works. If I ever documented myself getting a winning trade on a Monday, better consider it luck. Because my 3 confluences that I have for picking calls or puts just goes completely out the window on Mondays because I only have 2. My weekly VWAP is just gone, which loses my one indicator, the only indicator that I use. And so we had an over the weekend market gap that is pretty large. The gap was 6.52, which immediately hitting could net someone 400%. And ultimately, it was just completely disregarded, invalidated, not real. The gap was a reinstated price movement that actually stuck. Now, whether it sticks tomorrow or sticks the day after, who knows? But it stuck. Markets ended up staying up. SPY opened up at 570 and was now carrying around 574 and never saw any drawdown. So what am I saying by this? Why am I yapping about the strategy? Well, I lost today's trade because my strategy was almost too simple. It was so simple that only requiring 2 measures of confluences and only having one available kind of sucks. Because the trend right now is sideways. If you look at the past 4, 5 days, 6 days, it's basically sideways. There's not really a direction up or down. So you're sitting there going, all right, what's the actual trend? Well, there is no trend right now. The market just had one of the biggest downhill spikes in the month of March and February. And now we're reaching the end of March and we're just like carrying at a steady level of like 570. So there isn't really a trend. You could say there's a trend from the past couple days or like past 2 days, like, oh yes, on today's Monday, so on Friday, market rallied up, the trend is up, or you could say, oh, but we're still in long-term downswing. I'm like, sure, yes and no, but like that's all up to perception and subjectivity. So what am I saying here is that I lost the trade. My reasoning for taking the trade was there was a large gap, which I thought was gonna fill, and that's it. Because I didn't see any trend, and we obviously have no new weekly VWAP, so there's nothing really to go off of. So I was just kind of cooked from the start and I was just banking on luck. At that point, it was a 50-50 shot, and I lost the coin flip. Simple as that. So what am I doing for today? Well, today is Monday, and most people around the world have school, or at least people my age have school. I am on spring break. So what does that mean for me? I have absolutely fuck all to do. I have nothing to do for a week. I got up at 9-ish o'clock, got myself a coffee from Roast Republic Coffee in Black Diamond, Washington. Shout out my dogs. And basically, I'm now sitting in a huge meeting room all by myself. This is something that I wanted to do. Over the weekend, it was my birthday weekend, I went and took a day trip to Portland, Oregon, where I went and picked up a book. Obviously, Powell's bookstore, one of the most notable libraries in the state of Oregon and the country of America. It's a pretty big library. I decided to pick up a book by a very creative man known as Rick Rubin, The Creative Act, A Way of Being. Why did I buy this book? I bought this book because I listened to the Joe Rogan Rick Rubin episode a couple weeks ago, and I was like, it can't hurt to read. I have no school, so it's not like it's stacking on any finals work. Ultimately, I don't have anything to do this week, so I might as well just spend my time sipping on coffee, reading a book, and playing chess. That's basically all I'm gonna do. There isn't really a trade review to give you. The trade review is I lost, and I'm just gonna end up sucking it up and taking the punch on the cheek and moving on with my day. To all those that won today, congratulations. You're better than me. In terms of account value, we are currently right at $298. So the account's technically down $2 based on our base price of $300. $298, $300, big deal. As of right now, we're back to unprofitable, but it basically isn't. It's basically break even. So we'll see how this week goes on. Yeah, go day trading. Yeah. So just wrapped up around 1.5 hours of reading, brain rotting, and chess playing. Now I'm about to go get some lunch, and then yeah, I think for now I'm gonna plan for lunch, and then go from there. So grub time. So I don't really got much going on today. Had some gas lunch from the Bucks, and yeah, that's basically all the eventful things I got going on for the day. For those that are saying, for those that are thinking that like, oh, Noah, your spring break, like, go travel, go do something. I could do that and, spend $1,000 on plane tickets, travel, hotel. Honestly, I sometimes find it more valuable just to sit and rot and just like relax, not have to worry about school. Only focusing on trading and making this content seems pretty adequate enough for a break. I'm not working, so I'm not gonna have to stay late. I can hang out with friends later at night. So honestly, this week is just gonna be a week full of just trading in the mornings, chilling out for the rest of the day, finishing my book, and just relaxing, kicking my feet up, not having anything to do really. So that's gonna be the end of the video. If you enjoy, subscribe, because I know that like 90-something% of y'all aren't subscribed. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.